Hi guys, welcome to episode 1 of my teepee shelter build. So this is going to be my new shelter. So to make this tripod I use the tripod lash. I've picked this piece of woodland to do it in. This is really sheltered, so there's obviously loads of surrounding trees to shelter the wind. There's no widow makers, no deadfall up above. And I'm currently just clearing the ground. The ground's really duffy. I'm hoping to have a fire inside, but I need to clear the floor and dig a little pit in there. So this is where my door is going to be. That is so it is facing away from north. You get really bad winds from the north-northeast, so I didn't want to be having my doorway facing that direction. I started my teepee about 2 weeks ago and I was just been busy since. I haven't come back to it. So I decided that I'm going to stay here the weekend, build on it a little bit more and improve on the shelter. So at the moment I've just set up my lavoo, I've dug my fire pit. I'm just going to collect some firewood. I'm with Buster, as you can see. So yeah, going to keep on building my teepee. just want to say a big thank you to Moses, who's one of my patrons and subscribers, for getting me this hat. It's so nice. So he made that, put my logo on it, put my name on the back as well. So I love that cap. Thank you so much, Moses. I'll be wearing that in my videos. So I'm just in the process of cooking my dinner. So I've got sweet potatoes that I chopped up earlier, and now I put the steak on, which I've put on the embers on the fire. So I cannot wait for that to be done. It's going to be lovely. Can't wait. I'm really hungry actually. I haven't eaten much today, so that'll be really nice. Yeah, it's been really hot today, so I've mainly just put up my setup, all packed it, set it all up, cut firewood, did my fire pit, went for a little walk with Buster. Pretty chilled most of the day, and then tomorrow I'm going to be working on my shelter. I've got my dinner now. Lovely, I'm going to eat this. So it's the end of day one. Had my dinner, was really nice, went for a walk, just been chilling out. So I'm going to get up early tomorrow and start with my shelter. Hopefully get halfway with the slats and start covering it up. So I've just been clearing the inside of the shelter out, just levelling off the ground and kind of clearing it. I'm also going to dig a fire pit in there as well. So yeah, I've just been clearing it all out, levelling it off, and there's also some roots and bits in there, so that's been dug out. My next step is starting to weave some pine branches in between the branches here. So it's starting to take shape. This will give it some extra support. It will also allow me to lay thinner sticks onto the framework soon. So I'm really happy with the progress I'm making. It's actually looking pretty good now, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. It's going well. There's obviously a lot more to be done, but it's going to take step by step. It's going to take stages, and we'll get there eventually. So I'm planning on doing a series on this, so I'll probably make it into like a camp eventually, like do a camp build, have this, do the inside, maybe do a Dakota fire now that winter's coming soon, maybe put a raised bed in, things like that. That's what I'm planning on doing. It's going to be a series really, and each episode I'll show you my progress and what I do. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a nice series. I've only done one real shelter build series, and that was my lean-to. So it's the first proper teepee that I'm making. I made one a while ago, but I never got to finish it off. So this should be interesting. Even though it's quite challenging having to cut the wood, carry it, and then stack it and make sure it fits in the right place, it's going to be really rewarding. I think it gets pretty cold up here in the winter, so yeah, it'll be nice having that and having a fire inside if I can get it to work. It's also another good skill to learn with shelter building. So if you enjoyed this video, please continue to watch the series that I'm going to make, and there'll be a lot more shelter builds to come, working on this. It's been such a hot day today. It's been crazy how hot it is. Obviously it's nearly autumn, so it should be cooling down, but I think it's hotter than the actual summer we've had. It's been raining a lot this summer, so it's nice to get some hot weather, but when you're doing this sort of work it does get really hot when you're cutting loads of wood and carrying it. But yeah, I'm hoping also to stay here in the winter. That's what I forgot to mention. So that would be really cool if I could do a stay here for a while, especially if it snows. It will look so nice. And I also picked this shelter for a reason. So the Indians, I think it's the native Indians, used to do this kind of style, like a teepee. They used to carry the wood with them, and they'd put a material and wrap it round. It was like a canvas material, made out of like different, I think it was hides that they hunted and they made for their teepees. So yeah, this shelter, you can have a fire inside and the smoke gets drawed up through the chimney, the top of it. Obviously water and snow runs off it really well because it's a narrow surface area at the top. So whereas on a lean-to it doesn't really run off as well. It's obviously going to keep its heat. It's not that tall, not really tall, and it's really quite narrow. So it's not an open space where there's a lot of cold air that's going to get through. I also thought about the wind direction. North is behind, so I face my door this way so that I don't get the north-easterlies that we typically get. I don't want that wind coming in, especially in the winter. It's pretty grim, so I faced it south, so then I get the sun as well, so that's really nice. On the back wall I'm trying to put loads of thick logs and really weave loads of sticks through it so the wind doesn't get in too much. After I've weaved and put loads of little branches on, I'm going to start covering it with the stuff I got off the ground and leaves and ferns and things like that, just to completely seal it so it's nice and watertight and the wind doesn't come through, there's no draft. Yeah, it's a lot of work. I'm hoping it will be really really good time the winter. That would be really nice. I've liked staying here and working on that as well. It's been quite good. Obviously when it's built a little bit more I can stay inside and also work on the shelter as well. Staying again tonight. Got kebabs. Woo! I love kebabs. It's salami, peppers, tomatoes, so it's going to be so nice. I've still got to get a kebab stick and some firewood, so it's lots to do. So I've got my pieces of hazel now for my kebabs. So I've started taking material off of this one, and I'm just going to put it over the fire to get rid of like the excess bits of wood. I'm going to do this one and then start putting the stuff on. So I've got salami, peppers and tomatoes.